we respawn, HP goes back, we get back the control, checkpoint number -1, so if we didn't cross a checkpoint, we go back from the beginning, else we go back to those checkpoints. Dying and respawn. Or 3 ways to die. Okay, we have coin collecting, that's nice. We have enemy behavior or patrolling, so here it's when it's turning back. Okay, here we can, just to summarize, we can use the else here and the system expression here because it will trigger for each of our enemies, so it's cool. An overlap wouldn't work. Player collision, okay, that's the stomping versus the taking damage. So here we are stomping, we are keeping track of the position we had from before to check if we're on top. Okay, we're destroying, and here if we have the up arrow down when we are stomping the enemy, we can jump way further. We have the bounciness plus the jump strength. Actually, I think it's easier to read if I do minus in parenthesis enemy dot bounciness dot enemy. Why enemy dot it doesn't give me the expression, that's weird. Yes, plus this one, not an object name. What did I do wrong? Enemy. Okay, so here it's minus because we want to go up, so we get the bounciness from the enemy here, and here if we have the up arrow down, we add the jump strength to our vertical velocity, another way to call the vector y, vertical velocity. So we go further up, which can be cool. Okay. Else, if we are not stomping, we take damage. We check if we are not dead yet. If we are not dead, we do all the fancy thing of knockback, all the fancy knockback. Okay, it's written here already. So ignoring input, getting input back after 0.3 seconds. Maximize the max speed so we can be knocked back and then getting back to normal. And then whether we are at the left or the right of the enemy, we are knocked back at the left or the right. Okay. Here we'll add to the left of the enemy, and here to the right. Okay, and then the HP bar to show us our life, and then all the animation logic, which is only handled with triggers here. There's some ways to handle it with states, but I think now that I've tested it with you, I think this system is rather nice and shorter, way shorter. It's only focus on event change, so it's kind of nice. When an event change, you change the animation. It works well. So I won't show you how to do it with states instead of change, because I don't think it's really. You can test yourself and ask me if you want, but for now I don't see where this method would fail. Maybe adding more special thing like crawling, walking on your knees, maybe it would change this, but I think you can probably handle this with some trigger once while true thing. So on move, if you check the state to know if you do the run or the crawling animation, etc. I think it should work. Yeah, triggers are cool. Okay. So yeah, that's where we left off. We have an already quite nice platformer, but it's lacking a bit of graphics. So we'll add the graphics to our enemies, which will be a new object, a new animation, and that's when I have to remember where I put the resources: image, robots, body, patrol. Yeah, okay. Patrol, that's the look of our enemy. I will set the pivot point to the origin rather to the button, and then you can see that I have a rather big resource. I was too lazy to resize it, so I just did this in the neon platformer, but you should resize because you see here I am at I don't know, okay, 45. It's more than half the size, and there's no zooming in my game, so it's really no good to have such a big resource. Let's try to match. Okay. I will just copy paste the size of the object here to this one. I said copy and paste. Copy and paste. I have issues. Copy and paste. Okay, so we have maybe we will shrinken the collision box now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, we have our skin kind of skin object, animation rather, enemy body. Okay, but now I want every enemies to have the same size for their collision. So here, okay, and then I want every enemy animation, every enemy body to follow this sprite. Here you might notice a pattern of association, multiple instances associated to multiple instances. It kind of tells you, oh, maybe a container will be nice. Let's see. Let's add a container, and then let's look at how it works, how it looks. So, okay, it's working. There's nothing here, and there's one thing that is not following. You might notice a little ugly background in my sprite. It's I didn't. There's some glow in my sprite, and I didn't really clean it up, so it's a bit ugly. It doesn't show up too much when the background is dark, but it shows up a bit. It's noticeable. Anyway, okay, enemy animation. Okay, I will rename this one to player animation, so I can do a enemy animation beam here. The easy thing to do is just to do set position to enemy. Here, since the animation point everything is correct, you will have your enemy following the collision box. I'm dying. Okay, so first thing, easy. Now You may remember in my game that I have some rotating force field around my enemy, the body of my enemy. So I will add them, and if you've went through my resources, you might notice that I have two sprites for front and back force field. I will explain why I did this. It isn't really useful in the Neon platformer. I didn't do what I was thinking I wanted to do. But I will show you what I wanted to do and show you why it's a good idea to have separate sprites. Well, there's one situation where it's useful to have them. Anyway, I will explain when everything is implemented. Okay, force field front. I will download all of them. I don't remember. I don't have my other original platform open, so I don't know the speed. It's a bit slow. Okay, it should loop. Rotating force field, yes. Let's put this to 18. Oh, a bit too fast, maybe. Yeah, close the preview. Let's put it to 12. Okay, looks correct. And I will call it front force field. I forgot to set the origin to the bottom. And one thing I did, it's also a 3D renderer. I just made some really simple modeling, and I rendered this shape along with the robot shape. Simple. So it's just a sphere I clicked on top and bottom. Yeah. You will apply to whole animation for the origin. All animation would be if I had tons of animation, but I have only one. Okay, and since I rendered this and this from the same camera, from the same view, from the same situation, they have the same basic size, so I can just copy paste the size. That's another reason not to crop your resources too early. Sorry. So here you have your front force field, and you may have guessed I will add it to the container, and then create. I will just clone this object. Note that if I clone the object, it's not automatically added to the container. I just I wasn't sure, I just checked. Import frames. Now I will import the back side of the animation. Set it to the same speed. So that's the cool thing about the fact that I cloned it. It kept the information, and button, and to whole animation. Okay, and just have to copy and paste the size. Okay, so everything is sized properly, and I just have to add my other thing, force field 2. Notice that I don't access the things that are already in the container, and I will rename it to back force field. I will save, because I've done so many things, and then I will do the same here and here with the replace object. Oh, I can't use the replace for a set position? That's weird. Enemy body, it's already enemy body. What are you telling me? Oh, I understand. I have two objects in my action, So it's first telling me to pick the object I want to replace.